Now, let's talk about company's background. Petroleum Nasional Berhad, or also known as Petronas, is a Malaysian oil gas company that was established in 1974. It is a fully owned company by Malaysian government. Endowed with all of Malaysian oil and gas resources and given the duty to develop and adding value to these resources. Petronas has over 103 wholly owned subsidiaries, 19 partly owned, and another 57 associate companies at the end of March 2005, of which make Petronas involved in various oil and gas-based activities.
For the segment reporting, there are two types of segment, which is first is a business segment. Business segment is a unit if entity is engaged in providing product or services, for example, downstream segment. And second is geographical segment. Geographical segment is a unit if entity is engaged in providing product or services within a particular economic environment, for example, upstream segment, gas segment, and new energy segment.
So, what is chief of decision making? It actually refers to a person whose function is to assess the performance of the various segments and decide on allocation of resources to the segment. And also, for the Petronas, there are chief of decision making that refer to executive leadership team, which is YM Datuk Tengku Muhammad Taufik as a group chief executive officer, and these all are fellow team member, which is Izzah Mustafa, Adnan Zainal Abidin, Adif Zulkifli, and also Datuk Sazali Hamzah. Moreover, executive leadership team also include Ruslan Islahuddin, Razman Hashim, and also Datuk Bichapilong and Marina Matalib. Okay, so what is the responsibility of this executive leadership team as the chief of decision making of Petronas? So, number one is to provide the strategic direction and steering the development of sustainable development through policy, commitments, long-term aspiration, and group level short or medium-term target. And then to give the company excellent stewardship and is in charge of the group's strategic direction and management of the business. Furthermore, is to responsible of offering a comprehensive strategy to all company plans and high value investments such as merger and acquisition. Lastly, is to help the GCEO and the president oversee to the company business concern.
Next part is actual reporting and accounting policy related to MFRS 8. In MFRS 8, there are two methods to identify the reportable and non-reportable. First one is the quantitative threshold test with test the 10% threshold, and the other one is 75% of total external revenue requirement. In quantitative threshold test, which tests the 10% threshold, its reported revenue including both internal and external is at least 10% or more of the total operating segment. Its reported profit or loss is at least 10% or more of the greater in absolute amount. Its assets are at least 10% or more of the combined asset of all operating segment. Operating segment that do not meet any of the 10% quantitative threshold may be considered reportable and separately disclosed if management believe that information about the segment will be useful to users of the financial statement. In 75% of total external revenue requirement, the 75% revenue requirement is where the combined external revenue of identified operating segment must be more than 75% of total entities revenue. If the company managed to fulfill the 75% of total revenue requirement, the management need not identify additional reportable segment. If the total entity revenue reported by operating segment constitute less than 75% of the entity's revenue, additional operating segment shall be identified as reportable segment until at least 75% of the entity's revenue is included in reportable segment. Here is the calculation. As you can see, on the left side, there is a type of segment and internal and external revenue. When we do the working to identify whether it's fulfill the requirement of 10% of quantity threshold, we can see that all segment except corporate and others is more than 10%. For test of 75% of internal revenue, it showed that the company only gets 71.29%. The total external revenue of reportable segment is 71.29%, which is less than 75% of the entity's revenue of 502,545 ringgit. Therefore, the management needs to identify additional reportable segment as well as corporate and others.
The trend of the company's segmental reporting. There are 4 types of segments in this company, which is upstream, gas, downstream, and corporate. As you guys can see here, these are the trend of 4 segments performance for quarter 1 until quarter 4. So next, these are the strengths and weaknesses for the company's performance.
Now, I'll be explaining the basis of how to prepare the interim report. The interim report is using the discrete method, which is under FAR570 interim financial reporting, which means they are being prepared quarterly based on periodic basis. Also, condensed consolidated interim financial report are unaudited. Although they are unaudited, they are still being prepared in compliance with the standard, meaning they have been fulfilled the requirement needed for the financial reporting standard. This interim report is a set of condensed financial statement. They provided two things, which is set of financial position statement, profit or loss, and other comprehensive income. And they also provided explanatory notes, which are attached and include description of event and significant change in performance, segment and revenue, review on group performance, dividend, borrowing, amendment of accounting policies, and other required information. Two accounting policies that is being used in preparing the interim report is first, valuation of fixed asset. It has been used value their fixed asset. They apply level 1 and level 2 fair value hierarchy as their reference. Level 1, which is quoted price in active market for identical asset or liabilities, and level 2 is input other than quoted price included within level 1 that are observable for the asset and liability either directly, as in price, or indirectly, derived from price. The data of the occurrence or change in circumstances that result in the transfer is recognized by the group as a transfer date for the fair value hierarchy of level. Second accounting policies that is being used is depreciation policies. Depreciation of property, plant and equipment is recognized in profit or loss on straight line basis over the estimated useful life of each of the component.
There are two types of interim reports prepared by the company. So first is complete set under FAR570. The content consists of four primary financial statements, which is statement of profit or loss, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows, notes and comparative information in respect of the preceding period. And second is contents under FAR134. The content consists of four primary financial statements, which is statement of profit or loss, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow, and selected explanatory notes.
Okay, so I'll be moving on to the period for the current and comparative of each statement prepared by the company. So the first one is financial position statement for the current interim report, which is from 1 January 2023 to 31st December 2023. Since the 3 months interim report ends on 31st December 2023, the comparative financial statement of the financial position statement will be from the immediately preceding years as at 31st December 2023, starting from 1 January 2022 to 31st December 2022. Okay, now the second is profit or loss and other comprehensive income statement for the first 3 months ending from the 31st October 2023 to December 2023, and the current interim report is from 1 October 2023 to 31st December 2023. The comparative for the 3 month ended period will be from 1 October 2022 to 31st December 2022. This is taken from the presentation of the quarterly financial statement ending on the 31st December 2023, which is 3-month report. Meanwhile, for the 12 months ending from 1 January to 31st December 2023, the current interim report is from 1 January 2023 to 31st December 2023, while the comparative is from 1 January 2022 to 31st December 2022. The 12-month ending is calculated in accordance to the beginning of the financial year to the ending of the quarterly report. Okay, move to the next, which is statement of cash flow, where the current interim report is from 1 January 2023 to 31st December 2023 in accordance to 12 month ending on cumulative. The comparative will start from 1 January 2022 to 31st December 2022. Okay, last but not least is the current interim report and comparative for the statement of changes in equity is the same as the statement of cash flow because both are calculated based on cumulative period.
For the last part of our presentation is about proposed 2 adjustments made by Petronas can be included in the interim report. There are 2 adjustments that we suggest, which are depreciation and inventory. Here is the extract of statement of profit or loss and financial position for both adjustment that we made. As you can see, the amount before and after adjustment is different because of adjustment that we suggest. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.